And who might you be? Father Time asked with a hint of aplomb. His face was that of a young man, but his eyes looked as if they'd seen a few thousand years. Made sense, now that I thought about it. Marcus, I answered. Friends call me Mark. He stared at me in amusement. I'll call you Marcus, then, he answered cheekily. How did you get here? Grim is supposed to keep the lot of you away. Assembly line between life and death, you know. Grim's gonna make himself that zombie army. Seriously? I asked curiously, and he scoffed. I beat Mr. Reaper in rock, paper, scissors. First he said winner takes all, then best 2 out of 3. By the time I beat him 51 times, he quit and let me through. He's a bit of a sore loser. Father Time snorted scornfully. Luck. That's all life and death really is. Some people draw the short straw and Grim gets a useless fetus. And then sometimes he gets a wicked old cat lady, who I've ever grown tired of seeing alive. He shrugged in resignation and leaned back on his chair made of clouds. I guess I got lucky then, I answered with a smile. He arched his eyebrows at me and leaned forward abruptly, making me flinch. He grinned. Maybe, he started slyly, or maybe not. And now that you're immortal and Grim told you the conditions, you want to beat me, is that right? I nodded. Spot on. I was immortal. But come next century I'd be as bad as my old grandpa, who had to basically talk my mom into smothering him to death with a pillow. Being a miserable old man was not among my plans. But then again, neither was dying. What do I have to do? I asked him, and he smiled at me deviously. That's up to you, he answered with a shrug. Hit me with whatever you've got. If you win, you'll stay like you are until somebody else comes along and you'll get to see me turn into the grumpiest old man the world has ever seen. And if I lose? I asked curiously. His eyes turned hard as stone, and I could feel him staring into my soul like someone who had seen all humanity could. Nothing happens. You'll just grow old, aging into infirmity and beyond. You'll have no option to die and no option to challenge me again. I shuddered at the thought. Being old grossed me out. Wrinkly skin and smelling like mothballs wasn't exactly prime for dating girls with voluptuous breasts and breathtaking bodies. I nodded pensively. Considering my options, it was quite clear that Father Time could cheat as much as he pleased. Bending the rules of time to his advantage, I had to pick something quick. So quick that was over before I even realized he had lost. Rock, paper, scissors, I said finally, and he chuckled to himself. Winner takes all. He may have palled slightly, but I couldn't be sure. I'm not fond of these odds, he admitted, as he rolled up his sleeves to prepare himself. 1/3 chance to be free from hell, 1/3 chance to be here forever. His sentence tapered off, as old men tend to do, but I paused. What do you mean? I stuttered, unsure if he was referring to his hell or my hell. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot, he began. I didn't even have time to slip in my secret weapon, and my fist remained clenched. Scissors, Father Time said with a smile before looking to my fist. Oh, look, you win, he added sadly. I'm sorry. I hope your replacement comes sooner than mine did. I'll be heading out now. He picked up his jacket, which was really just a fleece, aged several thousand years, and walked towards the edge of the cloud. He paused before stepping off. Try not to count, Mark. An eternity turns out to be a very long time. Thank you so much for listening. This has been a r/writing prompts prompt. The story was written by Matig123. Original prompt by Lorix in Oz. I'll be leaving a link to the story in the description. If you want to see more of these, leave a like, leave a comment. Feel free to subscribe. It'll all help me out. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I'll have a link in the description. I'll also have a link to my Twitch in the description as well. Thanks to Loix in Oz and Matig123 for giving me permission to read this and to spread their story around. This has been a reading of the best response from the r/writing prompt. Defeating the Grim Reaper allows an individual to remain untouched by death for all time, but soon realizes this does not prevent him from aging into infirmity and beyond. Their only hope of avoiding this rests challenging Father Time as well, and the stakes couldn't get higher than ever. Thank you, everyone, and I will see you next time.